Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and the channel is The Everyday Card Collector. In today's video, we're going to go over some of my favorite pickups from 2025. I only picked 15. I did see a lot of these videos are coming out now towards the end of the year. Top 50, top 25, top 100. I wanted to only do 15. I don't base my list on value. Quite honestly, once I have it in the collection, the value kind of gets forgotten about for me. Obviously, some of the cards that I'm going to show are probably some of the bigger cards in my collection, but that's just because I had an awesome year. I think anytime we can do a recap video of the year and show some amazing cards, we should consider ourselves pretty lucky. So I didn't want to bore you guys by showing you 25 or 50 or making this real lengthy, but I'm going to show you 15 of my favorite pickups this year. And when I say favorite, it has zero to do with cost, and it's more of the image and the card itself and how excited I am to have it in the collection. It might be because of the player, it might be because of the set, it might be because of the image. There's multiple factors that come into play, and we'll go through each card. There are, like I said, 15 total. I'm excited to show these. Obviously, these have all been on the channel at some point in time throughout the year. But I found it kind of interesting while I was digging through the collection and picking my cards out, how my collecting has shifted within inside of 2 years. I've mentioned it on the channel several times, but due to influence, due to friends, due to growing within the hobby, it's a stark difference from when I first started this YouTube channel almost 2 years ago. And I'm going on 2 years very shortly here. So what I was showing in my first several videos to what I am showing now, it's almost like night and day. But I just find it interesting. It's kind of a neat dichotomy to kind of look back on your history with these videos and with your collection, and you can see how your tastes have changed and evolved. And I think that's cool. So I'm excited to show these. Like I said, most of them or all of them have probably been on the channel, but these are my top, or I won't even say top, my favorite pickups, or some of my favorite pickups of 2025, and there's 15 total. So we'll get the camera turned around and we'll take a peek. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so this is going to be fun. I label these 15 of my favorite pickups of 2025. Again, has nothing to do with price. Has everything to do with, the story behind it. When I got it has a lot to do with it, as well as the images themselves, if I really fell in love with the image, and just my excitement of adding these cards to the collection. So some of these are bigger cards for my collection, and some of them aren't. Some of them are just, standard cards, but, I am thrilled to have all 15 of these. I'm excited to see what 2026 is going to bring based on what I'm showing now. So this will be fun. So what I'm doing is I'm taking these in order from year, from newest down to oldest. So we'll start off with a pickup that I got in at the National, and I purchased this off of my good buddy Mike Petty, and it's my 1959 Home Run Derby Kaline. So why is this hit the top 15 list? Quite honestly, this set in general is getting kind of crazy, and I didn't know if there was even going to be an opportunity to add one of these cards to my collection. So I've told the story in the past. Mike bought a larger lot of home run derbies, had them graded, and I got in touch with him and was able to pick this one up, and couldn't be happier. So I do have a home run derby in the collection, and I'm thrilled with that. So that's a bigger card for me and my collection, as this set's starting to climb in value. So I'm glad I got one when I did, and super pumped to get it from a friend. A lot of the cards that I'm showing also are tied into stories, which is cool as well. The next one is not so much a story. It almost was a disappointment for the year, and then as I've thought about it more and done some reflecting on how I'm collecting, I'm loving this card. So this is the 1954 Red Heart Nelly Fox. So all of you know I'm a Sox fan. The disappointment came in. I purchased the card, got a great deal on it on eBay. This was an eBay purchase. And then as soon as I got the card, I was very, a little disappointed in the fact that it was trimmed. And I should have recognized that when I purchased it. You can see it up at the top. I did a video on it. And I was kind of bummed that it was trimmed. And then I started to kind of reflect and think about it and say, what difference does it make? This card is never leaving my collection. This is my Nelly Fox Red Heart, and I'm thrilled to have it. And it's a beautiful example. So what I will say is, as I store the card and save it, I've been talking about it for a couple months. I'm going to be doing some massive reorganizing. I will label the card as trimmed. Just so that, if in the future, if I'm dead and gone, someone goes through my collection, they'll realize that this one's trimmed, because I don't want it to get back out into the population and try to deceive anybody as an untrimmed card when it's clearly trimmed. But I love this image. I love this set. This was an eBay purchase, and I was pumped to get it for the price that I got it for. Initially disappointed, but now I'm just thrilled to have it. So my 54 Red Heart Nelly hits the list. Card from the same set. Also purchased at the National. An iconic card that I've shown on the channel and talked about in the past. 1954 Red Heart Stand Musial. Bought this off of my buddy Joe. Again, if you follow the channel, you're going to see a running theme here. A lot of this comes from my buddy Joe, because I buy a lot of cards off of him. So this is just, in my mind, an iconic card from the golden era. Perfect example for me. Colors phenomenal. The image itself, there's a crease running across it, but it's not interfering at all with the image of Stan the Man. So this thing fits in perfectly and will forever be my 1954 Red Heart Stand Musial. And for those who don't know, if you don't follow the channel closely, I just love red backgrounds. I love red background cards. So that's a card that I definitely had to add, and had an opportunity to do so with my buddy Joe. So that's 3. We are now going into 1950. Again, a purchase off my buddy Joe. 1950 All-Star Pinup, Gil Hodges. Just a beautiful, beautiful example from this set. The first card that I have from this set, and I intend to get more. You can get them graded, and you can get them. They were in a book, and they kind of came in an L shape, and then this was a die cut out. So you'll see a lot of them with the L-shaped page still intact, where it wasn't die cut out. And then you'll see a lot of them just like this. And they grade them both ways. So this will get a grade. I initially didn't think they graded them like this, but I was looking at some online, and they do in fact grade just the circle, and we'll give it a number grade if that's important to you. So just a beautiful, beautiful young Gil Hodges. I love the backs on these. And, I'm kind of leaning towards, I'm a type collector. Like, I just want to have a representation of lots of different sets in my collection. And this is my first 1950 All-Star Pinup, so I was thrilled to add that. That's 4. Number 5. Now we're going to 1939. One of my favorite sets. And I'm absolutely loving this set. Another crazy theme. It's a recent purchase I got off of my buddy Joe at the Chicago Sports Spectacular. 1939 Goudey Premium Bob Feller. What a beautiful image. I absolutely love that image. That image and his Dixie Premium, his Dixie Lid Premium, are my 2 favorite Feller images. The backs on these are fantastic. I've shown these several times on the channel. The how-to, a lot of people refer to this as the how-to set. How to throw the in-shoot is the back of this one. But just a gorgeous image. And, this card tells a story, because someone in their younger age, based on the handwriting, wrote Cleveland in the bottom right, misspelled it, and it's just, that doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't interfere with the image. I have no intention of grading this, and, maybe that's a topic for another day on my take on grading. I kind of have another view on grading that's even been more expanded on since recent videos that I've done on grading. So, but that being said, I absolutely love this image of Feller. It's just gorgeous, and early Feller, somewhat early Feller. So that's definitely hit the list. Card from the same set. Bought it at the National. I believe I bought this off of Howard Chasser. and it's the 1939 Goudey Premium Bill Dickey. I'm a stickler for catcher images. I've just fallen in love with them. You're going to see several of them in these 15 cards. This is the first one, I believe, of maybe 4 or 5. But I absolutely love this image. This is the sepia tone. I did have the option for the black and white or the sepia. I wanted to have, again, even when you're type collecting, if you can get a different variation, I wanted one. So I have a couple of the black and whites, and now I have the sepia, which I think looks fantastic with this image. So 1939 Goudey Premium Bill Dickey. Love it. Okay, so this one we've seen several times. This is a set that I've just gone crazy over recently, and it's from the 1937 Wheaties panels. And that is my Jimmie Foxx. I don't know which series. I think series 6, guys, but don't quote me on it. I'm actually doing a ton of research right now on the Wheaties panels. They made them from 40 to like 41, and there's several series. So I'm kind of deep diving on that just to get some information on the series. But absolutely love this thing. The image is phenomenal. It's cut beautifully. I got it at a good price. Again, this is another one I bought online. Obviously, this is a blank back. You can see some glue residue because it was an actual cereal box. So just a beautiful, beautiful image. And I love the write-up on it. You know, if you get a chance, maybe freeze the video. You can read the write-up on it. But just absolutely incredible. And maybe I said series 6, maybe it's series 5. I don't know if that number 5 at the bottom indicates series 5. But yeah, love them. Shown a bunch of these on the channel. I'm up to 4 or 5 now, and I'm gonna probably buy a lot more of those in 2026. Another set that I've just absolutely fell in love with this year is the 1936 Goudey wide pens. This is a type 1. Shocker, there's our second Bill Dickey sighting because it's another awesome image of a catcher and one of the greatest catchers of all time. Love this image. Again, bought off of eBay. These are blank backs. Bought it, I don't know, maybe 3-4 months ago, and absolutely love that image. So that definitely had to hit the list. I just, I think it's phenomenal. I think Bill Dickey, for those, those in the hobby know what a great catcher he was, but, his name has kind of fallen to the wayside a little bit, as has a lot of these Hall of Famers, that I think need the recognition that they deserve. And collecting this pre-war provides me the opportunity to learn about these guys and just really dig in, and I'm loving it. I also love the wide pen faux signatures. I think they're cool. Next, again, 1936. This is National Chicle, not wide pen, R313 fine pen. And that is my Lefty Grove. Love this thing. I've gotten up to 3 Lefty items in the collection now, I believe. Of the 3 that I have, this is my favorite one, which will probably get trumped in 2026 because there's some really cool images of him that I'm eyeing up. But again, very similar. This is National Chicle versus Goudey. Very similar to the wide pen blank backs. This one had an ink stain on it when I purchased it, which made it perfect for me because the price went down, and the front is amazing. So I will take that all day long. Lefty Grove, one of the greatest pitchers of all time. If you're not familiar with him, do some research on him. It's absolutely amazing the numbers that this guy put up. But yeah, Lefty's like I said, 3 in the collection right now, 3 items, and definitely going to be more. I know my buddy Aaron of Value Vintage is a big Lefty collector, and he's kind of influenced me and picked dug into my brain with what he's collecting, and I've drawn to a lot of these players. Next is 1936 R311, and that is the National Chicle Premiums. This is the leather Jimmie Foxx. You've seen this a ton of times on my channel if you've watched any of my videos, because it's probably one of my favorite images of all time. In my collection, I'm going to rank this in my top 3, maybe not top 5, maybe top 3 images of all time. Absolutely love this image. Jimmie Foxx, his cards are not real cheap. He's climbing in value as well. And he's a player that I'm really gravitating to. I just showed you the Wheaties cereal box panel, and I'm showing you this. He is high on my list for 2026. I dove into him pretty heavily. It's an interesting story on his life. Just a rock star of a baseball player. I mean, just incredible. And I want to collect some more Jimmie Foxx. He might be a guy I focus on. But a lot of this stuff is pretty pricey. I got this at a fantastic deal. And this is probably, out of all the cards I'm looking at to purchase and already have of him, this is my favorite image by far. So, 1936 National Chicle Premium Leather Jimmie Foxx. We are up to down to 1934. So this is probably right now my favorite set. I'll get into it in some future videos. I'm planning on pumping a couple videos out in the near future here before the year's end. It's my 1934 Butterfingers Joe Cronin. What a phenomenal image. I absolutely love the images on the 34 Butterfingers. They are amazing. For those of you who don't know, and I've mentioned it a couple times, my big get I am hoping for 2026 is the 1934 Butterfingers Lou Gehrig. It'll be my first Playing Days Lou Gehrig item. We all know what an amazing man, person, and baseball player he was. So that's a big card for me. So that's something I'm hoping to land very early in 2026. And who knows, I might even have a line on one already, but we'll just say more to come on that. 34 Butterfingers are very thin. Oversized, as you can see. This has a little water damage in the back, and it looks like it was taped up at one point in time, which again is perfect for me because the front is absolutely phenomenal. This is the third one in my collection. Almost pulled the trigger on one today, but I'm going to be a little patient as I'm trying to be a little more selective as to what I'm purchasing. Which is crazy because I'm usually the guy who buys everything. So, but I'm planning on doing a 2026, what my plans are for the 2026 year, and we'll talk about that then in a little more detail. But yeah, my 34 Butterfingers of Joe Cronin, absolutely love it. Biggest card in my collection is gonna hit this video. I got it this year. Wonderful story behind it, involving a good friend of mine, again, Aaron at Value Vintage Cards. For those who don't know, I won't get into the details of the story. It is my 1929 Kashin Babe Ruth. My first and only Playing Days card of Babe Ruth. There will be more in the future, but this is my first and holds a very dear memory to me. Got it at Strongsville and absolutely thrilled and pumped to have it. So you're seeing a lot of variety with sets here, guys, and that's kind of, the path that I'm down right now. My path is been a lot of pre-war, not necessarily oversized, but just I want to have the variety of sets that are out there in my collection. And how do you go wrong with a Playing Days Babe Ruth? Absolutely beautiful image of him. And, easily to say, it is my most expensive card in my collection and my favorite card. So, absolutely love it. This is right up there, though. And this was at the National. This is my 1922 American Caramel E120 Walter Johnson. So again, bought this off my buddy Joe. Opportunity struck, as it often does when I'm hanging out with Joe. And I got an opportunity to own my first Playing Days Walter Johnson. Another player that I'm going to dig a little bit deeper on, hopefully in 2026. Grab up a couple of his cards. There's one that I really, really love that's a little pricey, but there's a couple cards out there that I'm targeting for Walter Johnson. You've got a lot of Christy Mathewson fans out there, and he was phenomenal. And I don't have any Playing Days Christy Mathewson. I need to add that to the collection. But I lean towards Walter Johnson. I absolutely love his run. He's got a ton of amazing-looking cards. His story is phenomenal, again, as is Christie's. But I kind of lean towards being a Walter Johnson guy if I had to pick between the two of them. All right, so that's 13. So this is 14. Again, a Strongsville pickup. Love this set. Want to add more of this set to my collection. It's an expensive set. And absolutely love this image. And he's a Hall of Famer for my White Sox. And it's the 1921 Oxford Confectionaries Ray Schalk. Bought this off of William Chappell. He had a couple of them. I bought it ungraded and had it graded. He said, it's probably going to come back authentic. I said, I don't care. I think it looks phenomenal. It's my one and only Oxford confectionaries right now. Another set that seems to be climbing pretty quickly, but a set that I want to add a few more players from this set to my collection. And I absolutely love that image. So shout out to my buddy Dom at Staven Sports Cards, because he's a big Ray Schalk fan. So kind of an inside joke there. Last one is the 1910 and 1912. And this wasn't really expensive. Sweet Caporal Eddie Collins pin. So I bought this at a local show. I'm moving some light in here, guys, so you can get a better view of it. I bought this at a local show and had the opportunity to snag this up for what I felt was a fantastic price. So these were Sweet Cap pins. I am missing the back. There was like a cardboard backing on them. I do see that they grade some of them even without that back in there. But 1910 to 1912, my first playing days item of Eddie Collins. And probably one of the most underrated players in baseball history. When you look at his card prices or his items and what they go for versus other players and the numbers he's put up, it's insane. So he's another player that I will be focusing on in 2026 to add to the collection. So I was thrilled to get this. Some of his stuff it's when I say he's affordable, he's more affordable than a lot of players of those of that era. But you get to $200 or $300 for me. That's a big purchase. So I have to start thinking about how I want to allocate the money at $200 or $300. If it's $40 or $50, I might pull the trigger a little bit quicker. But yeah, when I start climbing to $200, $300, $400, $500, you have to start thinking of how you want to allocate that money. So. And there's so many players that I still want to add and so many sets that I still want to add that there's only so much money to go around. But yeah, so that's my Sweet Cap pin of Eddie Collins. So yeah, that's just 15 that I picked out, guys. I could have picked out 50. I could have picked out 100. There's a couple that I left off the list that I'm trying to get us a background here that I left off the list that are from the golden era. And others that, weren't real high dollar cards. But these were the 15 that I nailed down as my favorites at this moment in time. So that all shifts. I don't do this by value. I don't do this by, what is the most expensive card. I do it by what I'm most attracted to and what I'm most thrilled about to have in the collection. And so that's 15 cards from 2025 that I picked up that I'm thrilled to have. So that's all I got for you guys now. In the future here in the next week or two, because we're getting close to Christmas and getting close to New Year's, I'm planning on doing a video about my plans for 2026. I might sneak in another 1 or 2 videos beyond that. And then we're kicking off into the new year in the next 2 weeks or so. So that's got a lot planned. I want to see if I can sneak it all in. Busy with family stuff due to the holidays, and work is always keeping me busy. So trying to balance it all. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe, and we will talk on the next video. Thanks for jumping on, everybody. Bye-bye.